This was considered the crime of the century for Taiwan. It involved the murder of a captain of the Taiwan Navy, $2.4 billion of weapons procurement and embezzlement, and the minister of France was found guilty of setting up this bribery and weapons scandal. And I wanted to use hypnosis to get the truth out of it. I started my hypnosis career in the 1980s. The school was called the Hypnosis Motivation Institute. So after that, I started my therapy practice, helping people lose weight and stop smoking and things like that. But I thought there was something missing. I thought it was kind of an old technology. It was based on progressive relaxations. It's a slow, soothing, maternal way of getting a person into hypnosis. So I started developing my own methods, becoming a tester, kind of like a scientist. I've developed methods called shock inductions. They're physical jolts to the central nervous system, bypassing the critical mind and having a person escape very quickly into their subconscious mind. Look at them eyes. Let your eyelids start to close, closing, sleep.
Enlisting the help of certified hypnotherapist Tom Silver, subjects were put through a series of grueling, emotional, psychological, and physically demanding tests.
This is not right.
In an experiment to see if a law-abiding citizen could be brainwashed into doing things they'd never do normally.
I started writing books. I did a lot of television shows and radio shows and halftime shows for the NBA. Then I was asked to be on television shows, Montel Williams, The Ricky Lake Show, and others.
Once I remove that fear, you'll be able to go up that tower.
I feel awesome.
Today, you throw your nicotine gum away. Let's hand her.
Tom Silver is a world-renowned hypnotist.
Let's bring out Tom Silver.
Closing. Sleep, head dropping down, going down. You're going to have an orgasmic handshake. You're going to walk around the audience, shaking hands with the guys.
Can I shake your hand?
I had my own Discovery Channel show called Brainwashed, where I hypnotized someone to kill somebody in New York City. Of course, it wasn't a real gun. Millions of people started seeing me on these television shows because they were aired all around the world. So I was actually becoming the most famous person in the field of hypnotism. So one day I got a call to meet a Taiwan agent that wanted to bring me to Taiwan. Next thing you know, I flew to Taiwan, but I had to create a method to hypnotize people through an interpreter. I worked for 2 weeks, 14 hours a day with an interpreter and cracked the code of translingual hypnosis.
Look into my eyes. Sleep. Start to dance the hula.
And then one day I met a group of people. I didn't know who they were. I went into a room, sat down with them, and they were government agents. They were the Secret Service, the Department of Defense, the police, and they were asking me to help them solve one of the biggest crimes and murders in Taiwan history. And they wanted me to hypnotize prisoners against their will to get the truth out of them. And I thought it couldn't be done. But as a scientist, I said, let's explore it. Taiwan military was using all kinds of techniques to try to get the truth out of these military officers. Physical torture, waterboarding, nothing worked. My job was to get the person into hypnosis, to regress them.
Okay, hello. Here we are. Here we are in Taipei.
So I started working with Dr. Wong, my interpreter, on creating a formula to be able to hypnotize these people against their will. And so Dr. Wong and I came up with the idea that I'm going to ask them a series of questions. So once I became their friend, I would find the key to unlock the subconscious mind. We'd bring the Defense Department in to ask non-leading questions. We'd gather information that no one was able to get consciously, even with torture.
We can access memory like a random access memory of a computer. Such and such day at 1 hour. Push the button. Bingo.
And I was even able to erase their memories after the hypnosis, so they had no idea that they told the government the truth. We had secret cameras hidden. So they recorded everything. They documented everything. One of the tough cookies that I was hypnotizing was kind of like a military lawyer. He was the guy that had the secret tape that the captain had recorded one night that the captain was using to keep himself alive. It was like a blackmail tape. I wanted to get the truth out of that guy. So now all of a sudden I was starting to take it personal. We were hypnotizing him and he wasn't getting there. So I started grabbing him and throwing him into hypnosis. I got real forceful. It wasn't like my personality, but I wanted to get that guy to spill the beans. And he was acting like he was hypnotized, and we were asking questions, but we knew we couldn't get him there. He didn't do it. He was smarter than me.
Subconsciously, he is fighting all the way. And we try some new techniques. But we also see he is fighting all the way.
Right. Well, I'm here in my room, almost ready to go back to the United States. I did a lot of work here.
They made me sign a secrecy agreement. And basically he said I can't talk to anyone about the case, or I would be breaking Taiwan law and I could be executed. So I signed the document because I just wanted to go home. I'd sign anything. I'd do anything to go home at this point. I was afraid someone's going to come to America and assassinate me in my own home. I had fear. And then I kept seeing newspaper articles sent to me talking about that I was there helping them. My nephew was 11 years old. I was 12 years old. He lived right next to me. We went to the same school together, very close to me, and we were at a fairgrounds. So I suggested we jump on this thing. It's a truck, a people mover, that we're carrying all these people back to their cars. So I told him, let's jump on it. We ran over to this vehicle. I stopped. All of a sudden, I heard some voice say, stop. I don't know what it was, but I stopped. Like I froze. I just stopped. And my nephew jumped onto the truck. And when he jumped where the cars linked together. He fell down, and they dragged and crushed him to death. And I was yelling and screaming for that truck to stop. That trauma haunted me for years and years. I'm still haunted by it. I think that's why I got into hypnosis, because I couldn't be helped. Back then, parents didn't take people to therapists or doctors or psychologists. It was just buried under the carpet. As I started getting older, I started drinking a lot. And my drinking kind of got out of control. When I was in Taiwan, I started drinking the military alcohol and, and getting quite drunk. I think that was really in relationship to my nephew getting killed. I think it was because it was strong emotional pain that never got resolved. And I think working on the crime case also actually helped me therapeutically, helped me let some things go and accept some things. Before my last mission, the Taiwan guys flew out to convince me and said, Tom, would you please help us again to try to find the missing pieces of this crime? My wife actually convinced the government to put out a life insurance policy for $1 million in case I got killed. There was a lot of personal risk and a lot of danger. One of the officers told me that there was a group called the Blue Gang, like the Taiwan military mafia, that was involved in this weapons scandal and murder. So it was organized crime in the military. The battleship up there is the battleship that our whole story is about. One guy, he was a statistics professor for the military, real tough, strong, has a guard up. So I tried the first time to hypnotize him and it didn't work. So I met with an interpreter and I said, I'm going to do a shock induction. I'm going to do something different on him. So his hands are coming like this. I'm looking right here. And right when they came right about here, I said to him real quick in English, I said, what's that over there? He looks away. I grab his hand and jerk him down. So I removed his conscious mind. I got it out of the way. Because if he was watching, he was on guard. And his body just collapses. He drops down. So the guy that we were going to send to be executed should be kissing your feet. That's what my agent said. He should be kissing your feet. I said, why? He goes, because the hypnosis proved to the government that he was innocent. It was circumstantial evidence. Other people suspected him, but his observations of everything he did proved that he wasn't part of the crime.
And we did it.
We did it.
And everyone's happy.
One of the happiest days in my life is when we hypnotized the last prisoner, the key player in the erased tape with Colonel Yin. We got the truth out of him. And then the generals threw a big dinner thanking me for my work. And they said, we have everything we need now to solve this crime. I was awarded a gold plate of honor from the Taiwan Department of Defense.
The fact that I came out here, the fact that I left the United States, the fact that I left everybody who said don't go, including my wife Renee, basically afraid I was going to get killed, proves that everyone else was wrong and I had to follow my heart.
When I got home, I opened the door thinking I'm going to see a real happy wife. She looks at me, she's shocked. And the first thing she says to me is, I thought I was going to be a millionaire. So she wanted me dead. She fell back in love with her old boyfriend and wanted the divorce, wanted to get rid of me. And, I was still drinking pretty heavy. So after I got divorced, I started drinking even more. And then I got into a program, a 12-step program. So there are programs that help people who can admit they're alcoholic and become better people. And it really helped change my life. But then I met my current wife. I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. I learned a lot of valuable lessons. Things happen for a reason. So sometimes the worst things that happen in your life maybe are there to make you the best person you could be.